David has a story here that I think that everybody should hear, because, and David, aren't you afraid though?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, quite a bit. I mean, I'm shaking just sitting here talking about it.
And this story is about Blankenship and McKnight. And so, I'll let you tell your story, David. Go ahead.
I guess I had a motorcycle. It was sitting on the street parking. I don't have a garage or anywhere to put it. I don't have a yard or anything to put it in. I live in an apartment. So it had sat there for a while. It was parked there illegally according to the city code.
And you just put some money into it, right? You put a couple grand into it to try to get it going good?
Probably about $2,500, $3,000. I just put into it, new tires, new seat, new handlebars, like brakes, everything. And it had sat there. Nobody contacted me at all. No notes, no calls, no knocks on the door.
What kind of bike was it?
It was a 82 Honda CB 750.
It's a little street bike, right?
Yeah.
Something you can ride around on the city streets with?
Yeah. Nobody said anything to me, and then one day I get a call saying, hey, there are 4 cops here with a tow truck coming to take your motorcycle.
4 cops? Which 4 cops were they?
I don't know about 2 of them. It was definitely McKnight was one, and then the other was, I think, the younger Blankenship.
The other Blankenship. So McKnight and Blankenship come to your house, and they bring a tow truck?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't come to the house. They came to the street. They didn't knock on the door or say, hey, we're here to do this or anything.
And your motorcycle's just on the curb out there in front of your apartment building.
Yeah.
And the cops pull up and they do what?
They took the motorcycle, and somebody tried to intervene. The person who gave me the phone call tried to intervene, and asked what's going on, and they just had no words for them. They wouldn't say, the officers wouldn't really communicate at all, and all they did was provide a note that
no ticket.
Yeah, I didn't get any kind of fine or anything like that.
Expired registration?
No. Just
so the registration was good on your motorcycle?
Yeah, just for being parked on the road. And they leave a little note saying, they're supposed to leave a note saying you have this many days to move it. It's been sitting here too long on the city street. And
no note though.
Well, there was one, but it was hidden in a place that was not readily visible. Whenever they were asked to produce that, they pulled it out of a spot on the bike. I'm not 100% sure it was either under the seat or under the tank. Like I said, I wasn't the one that was there, but they pulled it out of a hidden spot and said, "Here you go." And it said, "You have 5 days to move this," or something to that effect.
So they put a note on his bike that says you got 5 days to move the bike, but they don't put the note in a noticeable place. They just stuff it under the seat or someplace that you can't see it. And this is McKnight and Blankenship.
Yeah.
And then they pull up to his house with a tow truck. They load, and then the person who notified him, one of his friends or neighbors or whoever, they go over and they say, "Hey, what are you doing? Don't take his bike away. That's his bike. He just put $2,000 into it, $2,000 or $3,000. So at least a couple grand he put into the bike." And then they pull a note out where they stashed it, where no one would see it, and they say, "We gave you 5 days." And then what happens to the bike next?
Got impounded, and like I said, they didn't. They wouldn't give a phone number to call or who to talk to, where to go, anything. So I called the police department. I don't remember the number I called, but they basically said there's a number that you need to call for impounded vehicles, and you have to come here in person, and you have to do this all in person. And like they made it. I don't know. They made it rather complicated and kind of vague as to what exactly I needed to do. I have very low income, and I never had money to get it out of the impound. So,
and was it the impound? How much was the daily impound fee?
I think I don't want to say for sure. I think I've heard that it's like $50 a day.
$50 a day for the impound fee. So after 3 or 4 days, you're up around $150, $200, $300.
Yeah.
I'm not rich. Are you rich?
No.
No. Not at all. And so
most of us aren't around here.
so now they take your bike, you get home, you go, well, where's my bike? You start calling around, and then do you go down to the police department?
No, I never did. Whenever the person went and approached them, and they refused to take the phone and talk to me.
Oh, they wouldn't talk to you as they were taking your bike?
Yeah, I didn't mention that. Yeah, they were, the person tried to hand them the phone and said, here's the owner, he'd like to talk to you and figure things out, and they refused. They just looked at them and just blank stares, no words, nothing.
When I get pulled over and they ask me a question, basically all the answers are here.
You absolutely, immediately upon interacting with pigs, everybody has to have a trifold. I want you to have this in your car. So $5 if you got it, $25 for an indestructible one. If you don't have any money, just fill out the inquiry form on my website and I'll send it to you for free. So they're taking your motorcycle, dude.
Yeah.
And so they take it away and then you call around, but you can't really find it. And then your bike's just gone. The cops have taken your bike. What's your recourse?
I mean, other than just, pay the money. I mean,
How much money did they ask you to get your bike out of impound?
I never even asked specifically because like I said, I knew I more than likely didn't have the money. So I said, oh, well, I guess it's a loss. And
it's just a loss. Yeah. Your motorcycle's just a loss.
And I think I think they're hoping for that. I think they probably prey on people in positions like mine that can't fight. They don't have the money to get a lawyer or, and to fight the system that way.
And so they take his bike, they steal his bike, and they put it in an impound. They run him around. He can't get it. He never gets a price. He doesn't get the impound yard it's at. They don't tell him where the bike's at. They don't say, go to this address and pick up your motorcycle. They don't say that. They don't even tick to him on the phone when the friend of his goes over and says, hey, this is David. He's on the phone. You're taking his motorcycle. And they say, they look at the person like they got 3 heads and they don't take the phone. And so do you ever see McKnight or Blankenship? Do you ever see them?
Honestly, aside from that, I've never had a run-in with the Ironton police.
Right. Your bike's worth between $6,000 to $10,000, and you put a couple grand in it. You're trying to get it going, and you rode it on days that it was nice out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
I'd say that's accurate. So
who profits from your bike?
Well, I know they have an auction every once in a while with all the impounded vehicles that nobody picked up. They steal people's vehicles basically and sell them so they can buy new bulletproof vests or guns or whatever they're.
So the police department directly benefits from taking your motorcycle off the street?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the benefit goes to the cops?
Yeah,
they get the money from the auction?
Mm-hmm. I believe so, yeah.
So for the other people out there who are scared, because you're scared, right?
Yeah. It's all this going on, and then to come forward and then to stay here in the thick of it, and who knows? I mean, they can basically do whatever. They have so much latitude. They can do whatever they want and no repercussions. It's scary.
He's still shaking. His arms, the whole table's shaking. I mean,
it's traumatizing. It can be traumatizing for sure, and it's something that you don't really get a lot of. A lot of people don't accept that as a thing that's traumatic. It's like, oh, you got what you deserved, or whatever it might be. You
just outed Blankenship and McKnight for pretty much stealing your motorcycle for the gain of the Ironton Police Department, and so now, do you think they're going to retaliate against you?
And I hope not, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
But yeah, it is scary. Yeah. But it also, some things need to be said, or it'll always be that way.